As we kind of put a bow tie here on the market show at Houston, Texas, what a wonderful set of young individuals we've had the opportunity to work with for the past 2 days. It's easy to get bogged down in the day-to-day trivia of life, and it's kind of refreshing to know a couple of things. We live in a country where we're free. We live in a country where our children are free to have activities like this right here. We live in a country where we have some of the greatest stock shows and rodeos in the world. And those people that are standing back there and all those beautiful hats and smiles help change the lives of these kids that are standing between us. And I can tell you for sure, the investment that you're making in these kids' lives will pay dividends in years to come. The nice part about a young set of humans like this is they've been forged on the anvil of hard work, persistence, tenacity, patience. And so when the world does challenge them someday, soon, they'll be ready to take care of that. And so it's a blessing to know that we have a wonderful set of kids like this, and that this is the place we get to raise them, and this is the vehicle by which we get to do that. Let's put our hands together for these children one more time. It's been phenomenal. This is one of the best set of sheep I've seen in 40 years. It should be. I had the opportunity to pick them, and I didn't have to buy them. It's been so wonderful, and I'm so grateful. And it's so honorable to be here with you guys. We'll pick your champion and reserve market lambs, and I couldn't trade it for the world. Dream come true. Thank you guys, thank you kids, all of the above.
Ladies and gentlemen, your overall grand champion here at the Lamb Show in Houston for 2026 is your medium wool champion, Reagan Miller, the exhibitor. And we'll move that reserve up for reserve consideration. Congratulations to Reagan, Denver City FFA member. And your reserve honors going to our reserved champion from the medium wool breed. That's entry 1049, Raider McFall, Reagan County 4-H. Congratulations, Raider. And congratulations to Reagan on the championship.
All right, as customary, we're going to start off with our grand champion lamb day today. Your grand champion lamb is owned by Reagan Miller, Denver City FFA, Seagraves, Texas. Reagan is a 7th grader. She's been showing 5 years here at Houston. The lamb's name is Wazowski. He's a straight A student every year. Activities is showing in the FFA, lambs and goats. If she's learned anything in her 5 years showing here, she said it's never give up. Never give up. Plans on going maybe to Texas Tech to become an ENT, ladies and gentlemen. What a wonderful young lady. All right, and the sale is on. I have $50,000 from buyer 8535, Wendy and Scott Reed, Tony and Kim Katz, Letty Garza, Mark Dixon, Shane and Brenda Boatman, who to give $75,000. 8548, 8548. That's going to be T and Bill Pinkley, Lizzie and Stephen McKinney, Fire Safe Protection Services, Andy Chris Richardson, Skip Avera at 75, but he give $100,000. 8562 is going to be $100,000. Dennis and Chris Bainey, Sherry and Rob Walker, Sherry and Conrad Barker, KCEF Foundation, Cookie Michaels, you betcha. At 100 now, 125. $125,000 on 8602 is going to be 125. 8602, and that's going to be April and Scott Townsend, Tammy Payton, Mitchell Barrier, Mary Lee and Alan Stegall, Amy and Mark Melton at 125, 150,000, 150,000. You betcha. 1308. 1308, I know who that's, the Hildebrands. In honor of Brittany Ann Hildebrand, the Hildebrand family, 150 now 75. It'll be $175,000. Yes, 175,8562. That's going to be Dennis and Chris Bainig. Sherry and Rob Walker, Sherry and Conrad Barker, KCF Foundation, Cookie Michaels, now 200,000. 200,000's all, 200,000, 8602. That's going to be April and Scott Townsend, Tammy Payton, Mitchell Barrier, Mary Lee and Alan Stegall, Amy and Mark Melton at 200. He'll get 250. 250,000. 8548 is going to be 250. And that's going to be Skip Avera, Ann and Chris Richardson, Lizzie and Stephen McKinney, Fire Safe Protection Services, T and Bill Pinkley. All right. Now, he'll give 300. Have 2.5 to give $300,000. $300,000. You betcha. In honor of Brittany Ann Hildebrand, the Hildebrand family at 300,000. We need 350. $350,000 is all to get 350. Yes, 350. That's going to be 8602. April and Scott Townsend, Tammy Payton, Mitchell Barrier, Mary Lee, and Alan Stegall, Amy, and Mark Melton. All right, and now we're asking for 400,000. $400,000. 8548. $400,000. Skip Avera, Ann and Chris Richardson, Lizzie and Stephen McKinney, Fire Safe Protection Services, T and Bill Pinkley at 400. Who to get 450? $450. The Hildebrand family in honor of Brittany Ann Hildebrand. You betcha. All right, 450 now, 500. $500,000 on the way able to get 500. Oh, can you open that up, sir? I know you're not just number 04. He is 04. That's what public school does for you. I would have never figured that. Ann and Chris Richardson at 500,000. Who'd get $550,000? Whoop. 700,000. $700,000. The Hildebrand family in honor of Brittany Ann Hildebrand. The Hildebrand family in honor of Brittany Ann Hildebrand at 700,000. What do you think about 750, sir? You have 800,000. 8602 is going to be 800,000. Amy and Mark Melton, Mary Lee and Alan Stegall, Tammy Payton and Mitchell Barrier, April and Scott Townsend at 800,000. It'll give me 850. $850,000 bid at one time to give 850,000. That's 8548. And that's going to be T and Bill Pinkley, Lizzie and Stephen McKinney, Fire Safe Protection Services, Ann and Chris Richardson, Skip Avera, 850. Now 900. $900,000. The Hildebrand family in honor of Brittany Ann Hildebrand at 900,000. You're going to be 950. $950,000 bid one time to get 950 to buy. 950,000's all. 950. 8602. 8602. Amy and Mark Melton, Mary Lee and Alan Stegall, Tammy Payton, Mitchell Berry and Mitchell Berry, April and Scott Townsend. It'll give me $1 million on it. $1 million is all, but to give $1 million bid. $1 million. The Hildebrand family in honor of Brittany Ann Hildebrand at $1 million. $1 million. How about $1,050,000? $1,050,000. $1,050,000. Time to give him $1 million. $1 million. Who to give him $1,050,000? $1,050,000. Are you through? Hey, Reagan, can I sell the lamb? Sold the lamb. $1 million. $1 million. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a new world record by leaps and bounds.
Well, speaking of said youth, I am here with Reagan. And Reagan, I want to know why you named your lamb what you did.
Every year we name our animals like a theme, and this year was Disney character, so we named him Wazowski off of Monsters, Inc.
Monsters, Inc. Okay, all right. So you raise a lot of your own animals as well, correct?
Yes, we raise mostly sheep, but we raise some goats.
Okay, now why did you choose Texas Tech?
Well, my dad went there, and everybody says it's amazing.
All right, well, the wind never blows there either. So now, when you grow up, you said you wanted to be an ENT. Why is that?
I have ear issues, so I just want to help the kids and people that have the same issue that I do.
Well, you're an inspiring young lady. Congratulations. Our grand champion lamb. Mr. Hildebrand, you and your family have been doing this for decades now, but the biggest question is, why do you continue to do so?
Well, because of girls like this. I mean, the minister said today, we are sowing seeds, and this is sowing seeds. And, you know, I think, what would my daughter have wanted? She would have said, hey, Dad, why didn't you bid $2 million? Like the time that she bid her on her top of her own bid. I said, Brittany, let's not do that again. But look, this is just such a wonderful place, and kids like this, we are giving them a chance to move on in life and advance and grow and save America. These are the kids that are going to save America. They really are. And so they are the legacy of our country. So thank you, Lamb and Goat Committee. Really fantastic job. Thank you, Pat Mann-Phillips, Executive Board. These are really wonderful people. And just, I cannot say enough about the good works of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. So thank you.
Well, it all happens because of people like you.
All right, that brings us to our reserve grand champion lamb of show, ladies and gentlemen. Raider McFall, Reagan County 4-H, Big Lake, Texas. Hey, Reagan. Raider, how old are you? 16? How many years you been showing here? 9 years. 9 years. He's also an AB student and plans on going to Texas Tech, ladies and gentlemen, after graduating from high school. All right, your reserve grand champion lamb of show, and tell me what I'm a bid, ladies and gentlemen. Hooking me $50,000, 8562. That's going to be Denise and Chris Bainig, Sherry and Rob Walker, Sherry and Connor Barker, KCEF Foundation, Cookie Michael at 50. It'll be 100,000, 100,000 to 8602. 8602 is going to be 100. April and Scott Townsend, Tammy Payton, Michelle Barrier, Mary Lee and Alice DeGaulle, Amy and Mark Melton at 100,000. It'll be 150. $150,000 only. Where would you give 150 to buy? 150,000. That's going to go back to KCEF Foundation, Cookie Michael, Sherry and Connor Barker, Sherry and Rob Walker, Denise and Chris Bainig at 150. Who'd give 175? 175,000. 8602 is going to be 175. That's April and Scott Townsend, Tammy Payton, Mitchell Barrier, Mary Lee and Alice DeGaulle, Amy and Mark Melton at 175. But give 200. $200,000. Yes, 200. $200,000. And we're back to KCF Foundation, Cookie Michael, Sherry and Connor Barker, Sherry and Rob Walker, Denise and Chris Bainig. You betcha. 250. 250,000. 8602 is going to be $250,000. April and Scott Townsend, Tammy Payton and Mitchell Barrier, Mary Lee and Alan Stigall, Amy and Mark Melton at 250. It'll be 275. $275,000. But where would you give 275? 200. Yes, 275. And that's going to be back to Denise and Chris Bainig, Sherry and Rob Walker, Sherry and Connor Barker, KCF Foundation, Cookie Michael at 275. Now 300. $300,000 bid. Where would you give 3 to buy? He'd get $300,000 bid. 300 is all. Would you get 300,000? One time he may get 3 to buy, but he get 300. 295. Hadn't thought about that. 295. Okay. That's going to be April and Scott Townsend. It was not April's idea, I'm sure. Tammy Payton and Mitchell Barrier, Mary Lee and Alan Stigall, Amy and Mark Melton at 295. It's going to be 305. 8562 is going to be 305. Denise and Chris Bainig, Sherry and Rob Walker, Sherry and Connor Barker, KCF Foundation, Cookie Michael. All right, at 305. It'll give me 325. You going to be 310 or 325? 310. Wow. That's why you get the big bucks, right? 310,000. Which one is it? I think it's that one. April and Scott Townsend, Tammy Payton, Mitchell Berry, Mary Lee and Alan Stigall, Amy and Mark Melton at 310. 315, sir, but you get $315,000 bid. 310, but you get 315. Not exactly the answer I was looking for. Have 310, but you get 315,000 one time. You get your picture in a lot of places. 315, 310, 315. Are we done? Last chance, 315,000 we have. Sold them $310,000. $310,000. April and Scott Townsend, Tammy Payton, Mitchell Barrier, Mary Lee and Alan Stegall, Amy and Mark Melton, past chairman. A new world record, ladies and gentlemen, a new world record. All right, Andy, it's your turn.
So we've got 3 world records in a row. And Raider, standing up here, you were telling me, I don't know how many golfers we have in the audience, but this guy's a 2.9 handicap golfer. And he's had 2 holes in 1. So what's more exciting, being the reserve grand champ or hitting a hole in 1?
Probably being the reserve grand champion.
That's the right answer. Okay. So you're looking forward to going to Tech. What are you going to do after you graduate?
I want to take over my dad's sheep business. He raised sheep.
Perfect. So you're going to stay in the sheep business. Well, this has to be an exciting day for you, and congratulations, our reserve grand champion, Lamb. Give it up for Raider McFall, the future Red Raider. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you again to our buyers, ladies and gentlemen. Amy and Mark Melton, Mary Lee and Alan Stegall, Tammy Payton and Mitchell Barrier, April and Scott Townsend, a new world record on your reserve champion lamb.
Mr. Beckendorf, I'm down here with Mark, and Mark, you've got a Lamb and Goat auction vest on, which means you're not only participating on the monetary side, but you're giving of your time. And tell us what it is that you see in these kids that keeps you coming back.
Well, I see a lot in the kids, but I'll tell you what, my heart rate's still elevated because we just bid $950,000 on lot 1, and I don't ever plan on doing that again. That's a lot of money. Yeah, that's just incredible, and to see what the Hildebrand family has done over the last 20 years is awe-inspiring. Like Chris said and like Jeff said, that's what it's all about. The only thing I can say is that we keep giving back because it's a thank you and an investment, not just in the kids like they've said, but their families, this committee, and especially the donors. So proud to be part of the committee, and we're so proud to be part of the donor group.
Well, thank you very much for being a part of it.